Hello stampers and crafters, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today's card is this one. I love it so much. It reminds me of fall. I mean, it's very fall themed. I'm going to be showing you an all new suite from the upcoming September to December mini catalog. So if you want to see the suite and how to make this card, please keep watching. So the card we're making today uses every element from the all-new All About Autumn suite that is in the September to December mini catalog, which goes live September 6th, and you'll be able to get all the products in the suite. So before we make this card, I do want to show you the suite, since I'm not allowed to show you the inside of the catalog yet. But if you have your catalog, it is a suite in there. So first we have the Autumn Leaves Bundle, which is a photopolymer stamp set with 12 stamps. This is a two-step stamp set, meaning 2 stamps create 1 image, and the Autumn Leaves dies, which mine are a little bit messy right now because I have been playing with them so much. But these dies not only cut out the images in the stamp set, but they also, there's some labels in here. There's one there, another one down here. There's really cool dies in here. So this is the bundle. The suite also includes the All About Autumn 6x6 designer series paper. This comes with 4 sheets of each design. I believe it's 48 sheets total, but I'm going to show you just, you know, one at a time. I cut them down and put them in packs here. But look at how beautiful. So one side is this beautiful photographic paper, and the other side has this gorgeous copper all through it. It is so pretty. We're going to be using this paper today on our card. There's so many designs. Like, it's just so pretty. I am in love with it. Let me get this out of the way because I'm not done yet. The suite also includes the copper and natural ribbon combo pack, which we'll be using on our card. So this is the natural ribbon, nice thick ribbon, and then this is the copper ribbon, which kind of unraveled in the bag on me a little bit, but we will be using this today on our card. Look how shimmery and shiny that is. And set that aside because we are going to be using it on our card here in a minute. It also includes the adhesive back speckled dots, which come in pecan pie, crumb cake, moody mauve, old olive, I believe. Not 100% sure on those colors, but we're going to be using these on our card as well as, this is huge, but this is the 12 by 12, what is it called? Oxidized copper paper. I'm just going to pull out a couple of scraps because I've seriously been using these like crazy. They're so pretty. So there's this pretty one here with the copper and pretty peacock, and then this one today, which is like a copper on copper. So we're going to be using this one today, and as you can see, I have been using them like crazy. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way and we will get started on our card. So I forgot to mention a very important element of the All About Autumn suite is the distress tiled 3D embossing folder, which we will be using as the backdrop for our card today and on several projects that I did for you this week. I love this folder. This is a great folder just to have, even if you don't get anything else from the suite. I love this folder. All right, so let's get started on our card. It only has a little bit of stamping, so I did use a few of the dies from the Autumn Leaves dies. I used this label here. I used this leaf for our coppery, oxidized copper leaf, and then these two for our copper clay leaves. And I have those all ready to go, just to save a little bit of time. So there's a copper clay leaf, and there's another one. And I have all the measurements for all the layers in the blog post listed in the description of this video. Let's do our little bit of stamping. So I have my label here. I'm going to use some copper clay, and I really liked this sentiment. Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. I really like that sentiment. So we're just going to stamp right on our label. Now I find it easier to stamp after the label has been die cut. You could also stamp on your Very Vanilla and run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Oh, I don't want to put that away yet because we have the inside of our card. This is Very Vanilla again. And I'm just going to take these leaves, show you the stamp set again, these leaves here, and there's our sentiment, and I'm going to just do the corner. I wanted a little something on the inside. My ink pad is a little bit too juicy, so what I'm going to do is I have a scrap here of Very Vanilla. I'm just going to kind of run it over my ink pad. I showed you guys this if you watched my last video. But some of these ink pads, I like that they come so juicy, but they get a little bit bubbly, and I don't want that to show up on our cardstock. So I just scraped a little bit, moved the ink around. I'm going to clean off my stamps because you can kind of see it pooled a little bit there. There's a couple bubbles. I'm going to clean off my stamp, and we're going to try that one more time just to get a nice crisper image. So if you notice your images aren't stamping as well as you'd like them to, try that. I'm just going to stamp right in the corner. Much better. Not as much pooling. And that is it for stamping. So that looks really dark, but once it dries, it's going to get a lot lighter. I'm going to clean off my stamps really quick, put them away, and we're going to put our card together. I have been loving this suite. The projects you can make with, there's just really no limit to what you can do, and I love fall. So this suite was, when I saw it, it was perfect for me. I knew I had to have it. All right, so let's get our designer series paper. Now what I did was I cut down from one sheet. These are 6x6 sheets, so I cut them down so I could get 2 cards from one sheet of designer series paper. And again, all the measurements are on my blog. So I have my piece of copper clay here. I'm going to grab my liquid glue because the copper clay is only 1/8 of an inch larger than the designer series paper, so I really want to get perfect placement. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. I'm not going to put a ton because I don't want it kind of spurting out the sides. Just going to line that up and see what I mean. You get a little bit of wiggle room when you use the liquid glue. Now I'm going to push it down, and sometimes I like to just take a clear block and plop it right on top. Gives that little bit of weight, so that way it sits down. While that's drying, we're going to grab our ribbon that I showed you, and oh my gosh, this ribbon is just stunning. So I'm going to roughly measure it. I'm just going to kind of lay it across my panel there, give it a little snip, and then we can put some seal on the back of this. I'm just going to go around the edges. And I love that embossing folder. Like I said, if you get nothing else from this suite, the ribbon and the embossing folder are my 2 favorite things. I'm just going to kind of place it roughly in the middle. Make sure it's straight on there, wrap it around, and then we can put it, whoops, it didn't stick. And then we can put it on our card base. I went with Early Espresso. I wanted a nice dark brown for our backdrop. Fold this in half and grab my bone folder. And now we can stick this direct. Oh my goodness, it's not sticking. Push it really good. And now we can stick it on our card base. And that should be dry. And I'm just going to grab a few Stampin' Dimensionals because I want to pop that panel up, give it a little bit of lift. Don't forget too, if you're running low on Stampin' Dimensionals, you can always cut the outer edges. I always do. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you. I have one right in here where I cut the outer edges. And see, there's a little piece there. You can still use them. They're sticky. They're dimensionals too. Little cost saving tip because I don't like to waste anything. I'm frugal that way. Peel the backings off of here. I just did my nails, so my nails are a little bit short, having a hard time with that backing. I'm going to place this up a little bit towards the top, as straight as possible. And then before we put down our sentiment, I want to grab a couple of mini glue dots And I'm just going to take my leaves. I'm going to place them, that's the back of them. You can kind of tell when on the cardstock that the back side's a little rougher. You can definitely tell on the oxidized one because it's white. So I'm going to place them on the front of the leaves. So that way we can just stick them to the back of our sentiment. Be careful with the oxidized paper. It is a little bit thinner. Specialty paper tends to be thinner, more delicate than regular designer series paper. And designer series paper is more delicate than cardstock. Fun fact. So I'm going to take this one and kind of put it sticking out of the side there. Grab a couple more dimensionals. Pop those on there, and then we can put down our sentiment. And I didn't want to cover up too much of that, so I kind of put it in that bottom left corner or right corner. Now we're going to put our inside in. And then we have to put some bling on because I don't make a card without bling. Push that down, and we're going to use those adhesive backed speckled dots. And I'm going to use like the crumb cake colored ones for the, you can use whichever ones you want, but I really liked the neutral of these. I'm going to use a large one and 2 of the smaller ones. Let me put it, and we'll do what I did on the sample card, put it on the sentiment. And that is our card. So it is pretty quick and easy, but this card does use every single element from the All About Autumn suite, which again goes live September 6th. Customers of mine have already received their catalogs. If you need a catalog, click the link in the description of this video. It'll say request a catalog. I will be happy to send one out to you. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope it inspired you to get ready for fall. I can't wait to show you what else I have using this suite this week. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.